How you doing?
Hey.
How's it going, sir?
Good. How we doing, guys?
Good.
You
All right. Stives, go ahead and pray for us, please.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. At the beginning is counter, and now, world without end, amen. In the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
All right. How we doing?
Good night.
good?
Good. Any weekend highlights? Anything worth talking about? Okay. Where's our Benedictine gear there? Windsor or collared shirt?
Oh,
This is a mess. Here we go again. This is
And Benedictine gear on for pants.
huh?
I hope so.
Benedictine gear on for pants.
No, you gotta have a shirt. We go through this every time. I feel like I'm the only class who enforces this. Is that true?
I
Yeah.
think you
This is
are.
Yeah.
because I get a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys had your packets due today, so let's go ahead and take those out. Just kind of, homework assignment first. You're going to create an economics in the news, another econ in the news, just to kind of, we don't talk enough current events and we should. So this is just kind of an avenue by which to do that. If you go under class documents, I think the econ and the news document is under the third quarter, but on the fourth quarter, I've posted a what's referred to as the handy dandy guide, which is an element that we didn't incorporate into the previous econ and the news, but I'd like to incorporate it into this one. So it's really easy. If you follow the rubric, you shouldn't have a problem with that. But just for sake of clarity, I'll end up pulling it up. Let's see here. So for the handy dandy guide, it's essentially 5, maybe 6 different points. Okay. And it's just a kind of a guide to an economic way of thinking. And I want you to pick a couple of the points and then answer the questions associated with each one of the points. So just bear with me. I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. Okay. So here it is. It's the same thing that's posted in course documents. And there are 6 points. And you just, whatever article you choose to kind of do this for, just pick 2 of these points and then answer the questions associated with them in the last paragraph of Econ in the News. When we get back together on Wednesday, what we're going to do is present. There's an outside chance we could have a guest speaker on Wednesday. Going to be talking about the impact of the coronavirus on their specific industry. I'll reveal who that speaker might be if I'm able to get a hold of him, or if he's able to do it. Huh?
Smithfield?
Not Smithfield.
Ah.
That's actually a good idea there, Stas, though. Speaking of which, Stas, it kind of reminds me of something. An article I was reading. Why would Smithfield, Stas, perhaps be a good candidate to discuss this? What's going on in the meat industry specifically right now?
Well, I mean, they shut down with a bunch of other meat processing factories, and they kind of not hinted, but they warned that we're not running out of food, but limited supply is going to happen, and they shut down because of large outbreaks in their processing plants, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, essentially. So there's a concern that we're literally going to run out of protein in terms of, pork, beef, chicken, you name it. Because people, there's people who work in those factories that are literally saying, not willing to come to work because we don't think that it's safe. And so there's a good chance that we in fact will run out of those. So if you guys have a big freezer at home, I'd encourage perhaps your parents to go ahead and fill that up if they can. Questions about that? Questions about the assignment? All right.
So is this page posted on Blackboard?
I'm going to put up a Dropbox for you guys. I may have done it last week, but if not, I'll just make sure, put up a Dropbox for you guys beginning a class on Wednesday. So that will be the due date. And then what you should do is you should come prepared to present on your topic and be prepared to answer questions. I don't care what you come up with. Is there somebody that would like to discuss the meat supply side of things, perhaps in a bit more detail than we just did? Find an article on that. You don't have to. There might be some time at the end of class that I give you guys to kind of look around if you want to poke around at different articles and see what might work for you. If you want advice from me. Okay, so let's look at our packets. After we look at our packets, I'd like to wrap that up in about 10 minutes or so. I told you guys to get to page number 1 of Unit 4 to go ahead and get that done. To kind of give you guys a timeline of what we're looking at, I'm planning on taking, let's see. Yeah, what I'd like to do is we're going to have a test day the week of May 4th, which is, hold on, never mind. No, it won't be until like the week of the 18th, I think. So we still got a ways. Because I was thinking of treating it like the senior classes, but we've got more time than that. All right. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, that's just me thinking out loud. But we'll take one more test. We'll take a few more quizzes. A lot of those multiple choice questions in many cases will act like quizzes. So let's go through Unit 4 of the financial sector. A few definitions. Let's see. Michael Morrissey, financial sector.
Financial sector is the section of the economy of the firms and institutions that provide financial services.
Okay, good. Andrew Stivers, assets.
Anything tangible or intangible that is owned.
Good. Liabilities, Kobe.
State of being responsible for something, especially by law.
Okay, can you give me an example, Kobe, of a liability?
Example of a liability is a loan.
Okay, so a loan is a liability to who?
To the bank.
Nope.
To the borrower.
An asset to the bank, isn't it?
To the borrower. What's that, Windsor?
It's an asset to the bank, isn't it?
It would be an asset to the bank. So that's another dynamic that we have to consider when we identify assets and liabilities. Part are the party who is agreeing to the loan, whether it's the borrower or the lender. So, for us as individuals, a loan would be a liability. For the bank, the loan is an asset. For us, a checking account is an asset. For the bank, it is a liability, right? So that's another thing we got to think about. Windsor, go ahead and do liquidity.
How close to cash something is?
Okay, and so give me an example of something that would be very liquid.
Let's see. A check, maybe. Cash that year. No, it's
Yeah. What's the most liquid thing?
cash itself.
Cash. Yeah, cash is the most liquid. What about something that's not liquid?
Like a house.
A house, okay, a car, right? Those sorts of things. Good. Moving on. The 3 functions of money. Bo, can you identify each one of those?
We got medium of exchange, unit of account, and store of value.
Okay, so if I'm hiding money under a cushion, what function of money am I utilizing?
Store of value.
Store of value. Good. If I am buying a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Connor Murphy, what function?
Medium of exchange.
Medium of exchange. Good. So those sorts of things, you know, and if I'm saying that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich costs roughly a dollar from Chef, right? And we are saying unit of account, right? Make your own PB&J there, Stas. What you up for it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
That's all I've been eating recently is a bunch of PB&J. You probably not. You strike me as more of a, you know, for lunchtime, like a, you know, like Greek yogurt,
I haven't had yogurt in like
maybe
a
like
long
some
time.
granola. Got to get a couple greens in there, right? And then go pump a little bit.
Big chicken guy.
Yeah. Some whey powder as your beverage.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir, Stas.
Stas is slowly beginning to hate me over the course of the. Okay, Stas. You only got to deal with me another month. Okay. So let's see. Types of money. Commodity money. What can we say about that, Bo?
That is something that performs the function of money and has intrinsic value.
Right. And so, an example, Bo, would be what?
Like gold.
Yeah, literally a gold coin, right? You know, holds value in and of itself. Michael Morrissey, what? So we've got commodity money mentioned, and this isn't so much. I don't think he talks about this, but what's the one that we talked about that he doesn't talk about? It's kind of between commodity and fiat.
Commodity backed.
Commodity backed. What's that?
Like a silver or gold certificate that you like exchange for a gold or silver.
Right. Yeah, you would exchange for it at a bank. It represents exactly a dollar of silver. Let's see. Fiat money then, Andrew, what's that?
It serves as money but has no other value or use.
Good. Yes. So, you know, $20 is not $20 bill would not be in and of itself $20 in value. So just serves as it is because why, Andrew?
As the government says so.
Good. Okay, so then we get into the two other curves that we kind of discussed briefly. That is the money market curve. And can somebody, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight Windsor's screen. Can you show me, Windsor, what your can you show us all what your graph looked like?
Let's see. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So I got interest rate on the y-axis, quantity of money on the x-axis. Got a downward sloping money demand curve, and a vertical money supply curve with
Okay.
equilibrium. There,
Good.
if you can't see it.
Good. Yeah, that works. So moving on. What would be a shifter of, we're just move down a little bit. As far as shifters of money demand, Kobe, what are we talking about?
This one, I know it's not right, but I got reserve ratio, discount rate, and open market operations.
I thought that was
Yeah,
supply.
you did not get that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's supply.
You did supply.
Sorry. Changes in aggregate price level, changes in real GDP, changes in institutions, and then changes in technology.
Okay.
Right.
And Kobe, or let's see. Michael, why would a change in price level shift money demand?
If the price level increases, the demand for money will increase because you need more money to pay for things.
Good, yes. And then as far as changes in income, why does that increase money, or what effect does that end up having on money demand, Stas?
The consumer would probably spend more and require more cash and liquidity, so the demand would increase.
Good, yes. And then the last one, and I don't know if did we talk about this? Changes in taxation that affects personal investment. So if government policies affecting government policies such as changing capital gains would affect would change the demand for money. I'm not so sure we talked about that. I'm going to highlight that real quick and look into that a little bit more. Okay. All right. So, and then Kobe, you mentioned shifters of the money supply. We know that the reserve ratio, discount rate, and open market operations are essentially all saying the same thing. In terms of the actions by the Fed, Windsor, what sort of actions by the Fed would be would increase the money supply?
Open market. So either decreasing the reserve ratio, so they can loan out more per dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Open market operations being buying bonds, puts cash into the bank's pockets,
Mm-hmm.
and decreasing the discount rate so banks can get it easier.
Okay, nice. Yes. And then as far as so what's the one in order to figure out if the between the Fed buying bonds and selling bonds or securities or treasury bills, what thing did I tell you you want to pay attention to? What question do you want to ask yourself? If you want to know, if you're trying to determine whether it's expansionary or contractionary or what it does to the money supply, what question do you want to ask yourself?
Where are you going?
Yeah, where's the money? Is the money leaving the economy and going into the Fed? Is it leaving the banks and going to the Fed? Or is it going from the Fed to the banks? If they are buying treasury bills, that means the money's going where?
To the world.
Yeah, to the banks. If they are selling, that means the money's going where?
Back to the treasury.
To the Fed. Well, to the Fed and
The Fed.
out of the economy. Okay. Okay. Windsor, I'm going to stop spotlighting your video. No, I think I have control over that. I thought I did. Let's see. We might just have to look at your mug for the next 25 minutes. Sorry, guys, in advance.
Oh, good.
I was the guest speaker all along.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So what we want to do now is we're going to go to AP Classroom and find the Unit 3 multiple choice question, or excuse me, Unit 4 multiple choice questions. That's going to be your quiz grade for this week. I've given you 25 minutes by which to complete those questions, and wouldn't you know it, there's 25 minutes left in class. What I'm gonna experiment with something here today. I'm gonna put you guys each in your individual breakout room. I want you to complete these individually. I know we've done partner work in the past, but I'm gonna ask that you complete these individually. And I'm gonna go around to each breakout room and just kind of check on you, seeing how you're doing, seeing if you have any questions. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to keep you all here right now, just so I make sure that we don't have issues.
Wrong FRQ.
What's that, Windsor?
So wrong FRQ. I clicked on my chemistry Unit 4 FRQ, not the.
More APs, more problems, right? Am I right, Windsor?
Yeah. There you go.
So we can start?
Yeah, so you're there, Kobe?
Yeah, I just started it.
Okay, so if you're there, you can go ahead and get started. I just want to make sure
wait.
you wouldn't have issues accessing it. And what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and put you in your breakout room.
It won't let me start mine.
Me
Yeah.
neither. Yeah. Wait.
I'll let you start. I'm going to unlock it. See, this is why
Well,
this.
no, it's unlocked, but when you click Start Assessment, it doesn't do anything. Or at least that's what's happening for me.
Look what it pulls
It's
up
on
below.
lockdown
assignments.
browser, so we're on Zoom, so it won't let us.
Chris,
We're already on another browser.
Yep.
Lockdown browser.
I don't think I activated the lockdown browser. Did you guys disable the other browsers? Did you see whether that worked?
Disable other browser.
Yeah, you might have to do that.
How do you do?
It looks like a download.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can disable this thing here.
Oh, we have to download.
It looks like we had to download it before, so it like.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't want to mess with that. I'd much prefer that we just. Shoot. All right. You can try it now.
No, mine still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does say secure assessment.
Okay. I'm going to try one other thing, and then we just might have to do a different assignment. It's okay. It's not the. Okay. Yeah, I think I might have accidentally or inadvertently enabled the lockdown browser, so I'm going to assign something different. I'm going to assign the Unit 4 FRQ, and you can just go ahead and get that done instead. I will set a time limit on it for 25 minutes. And press unlock the assignment now. We won't worry about a date and time. Okay. All right, now see if you can see that. See if you can see the Unit 4 FRQ.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, good. So go ahead and start with that. Okay. In addition to that homework assignment that I gave you guys, the current events, see if you guys can download that lockdown browser on your computer. You may need it for the AP exam, so this would be a good thing to kind of be on top of, well ahead of time. So see if you can download that lockdown browser. If not on their computer, you might have to do it on your phone, because that might be something you're required to have. All right, I'm assigning you to breakout rooms, assuming everybody's able to access this and that there are no problems.
Is this going to be on stuff on that first page? Or like the
It might not. Some of the stuff, we did cover in the first page. I mean, it's going to be on stuff we've covered during the course of the year. So, at the very least, that.
like,
My guess is that it's going to incorporate different things. If you have trouble with it, just let me know when I come around to your room.
all right.
All right, here we go. Bo, how you doing? All right, you're muted.
I'm doing pretty good. I think
Okay.
I got it covered.
Any questions so far?
So central bank, when they buy a bond, that's increasing the supply of money, right?
Think about where the money's going.
Yeah, they're giving it to the banks, so then the banks have the money.
Sounds right to me.
All right, cool.
Kobe, how you doing? Kobe, are you doing okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just remember, if there's, for the multiplier, for example, if they're asking you a question, just make sure that, if it requires a formula or something like that, you're showing your work.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't see that.